joining us now, part of our Disruptor segment, is Tim Fazenbaker. He's a Republican candidate for Maryland's 2nd Congressional District in the U.S. House. Hey, Tim, great to have you on the John Fredericks Radio Network.
Good morning, John. But thanks.
All
You got my
right,
last
Tim,
name
not
right.
Tom Fazen. I know, Fazenbaker. Did I say that the right way?
You said that correctly, yeah.
All right, Tim Fazenbaker, and also you're with Elaine Parker, the hashtag Job Creators Lady. See, Elaine, you're never going to live that down now.
I love it. I love it. Good morning, Tim.
I love that.
Good morning, Elaine.
So, Tim, tell us, we're live in New Hampshire getting set for the President's Rally tonight at the Red Arrow Diner in the 603, as they say. Tell me a little bit about your campaign and why you're running for Congress in the People's Republic of Maryland.
Sure thing, and thank you very much, and good morning. So here in Maryland, in the 2nd District, we have parts of Baltimore City, which has been all over the news. Thankfully, President Trump was able to shine some light on what's going on here. So I have 4 little children myself, and I've noticed a lot of the corruption that's been going on in the area, and the issues that went on with the gerrymandering. These districts are designed so that the voters don't pick their elected official, the elected official picks their voters. So it was a perfect time to get in and say, let's end this corruption. Let's get these people out. Maryland and Baltimore especially has been a massive, massive breeding ground for corruption. And when the president was able to speak about it and get that national attention, it really just opened up what's going on here. And why I'm running. I'm here to put Americans first. I'm here to end this corruption and bring back real manufacturing jobs and to help with our schools, because our schools here are also some of the worst in the entire country.
Why are they so bad?
So we have issues like the other year, the mayor in Baltimore did not have heat in the schools, and then when we tracked the money,
no, that's the mayor that had to resign, right?
This was, I believe, the prior mayor who was embroiled in the Freddie Gray riots that were going on.
Right.
So we've had 3 or 4 mayors that have been embroiled in either resigning or other issues, but they didn't have money for heat, but yet they get more money than any other area in this state. And then they are sending the children to protest rallies to support illegal immigration. And we're going, if you have the money for that and you don't have the money for heat, things don't make sense. But a lot of money goes disappearing. There's a lot of cronyism with socialism, and that's what we see here in this state and in this city.
Now, your opponent, the Democratic incumbent, Dutch Ruppersberger, he's been there quite some time. This is pretty much a Democratic seat. I mean, he gets in the high 60s when he runs. So, Tim, how do you be competitive in this seat in Maryland?
Right. So that's exactly correct. He's dominated in this region for so long, and partially due to the gerrymandering that he helped create. The way to beat this person, or to beat anyone, and especially in a liberal city, because this is going to be the blueprint of how we take back the metropolitan areas across this country. The way you do it is you run on a simple message that affects all Americans. You put Americans first. You stop the corruption, and you work with the president to bring back those jobs and to better our education and our schooling. Those are messages that everyone can agree that, whether you're Democrat or Republican, you agree on those things. It's the socialists and that extreme far left that don't agree on that. So that is exactly how we're going to do this. We're going to run on that message of putting your kids first, your family first, stopping the corruption, the amount of money that's being stolen, and we're going to bring back those good jobs, and we're going to rear our children properly.
Hey, Tim, it's Elaine Parker with the Job Creators Network. We represent Main Street small business owners. As you know, there's 30 million of them in this country. What are small business owners in the 2nd District telling you that they want if you're elected? What are they asking for?
Sure. So we have the main thing going on with small business here in Maryland is they raised the minimum wage to $15 an hour. And that was done by the Democrat legislator and a Republican let's just say a Republican-led effort by the establishment. It's killing the jobs. So, and neighboring states don't have those same types of minimum wage requirements. So that is a major issue, and it's killing jobs. I've had a place called Deli-ish that reached out to me before I was even running and saying, I know you're involved. Can you help? What can you do? And there are Republicans that do help, but we're so outnumbered, and then the establishment in the state is not helping as well. So that is the main issue affecting small business here in Maryland.
Absolutely, and I know that the democratically led Congress recently passed a federal minimum wage of $15 an hour. Thankfully, it won't go anywhere in the Senate, and don't think the president would sign a $15 an hour minimum wage anytime soon. It's tough to understand why people just don't understand that the minimum wage is not meant for the 35-year-old supporting a family of four. It's meant for entry-level workers, part-timers. I have a 16-year-old who is, just got her first car. She's now looking for her first job so she can put gas in the car and get places. And she's not worth $15 an hour to any employer. I love her dearly, but she's not worth $15 an hour until she gets some skills. And the reality is the people who are going to be hurt the worst by a $15 an hour wage are the people with the low skills and no skills, because they won't have the opportunity on that first rung of the ladder to gain experience and move up.
You're correct. Yeah, the Democrat Party they're losing their core constituency with unions and different groups. And it's because they're putting them on the side so that they can sell this idea, this dream to other people that, hey, we're going to make everything great. We're going to give you $15 an hour. And these people are low information voters typically, and they don't understand the ramifications of these things, but they are initially happy with what they're hearing and what they're told they're going to be given.
Absolutely. And let me give you the population of people who unfortunately are a little older and in minimum wage jobs. So there's 82 million hourly workers in this country. There's about 164,000 people over the age of 24, so assumably done with college, looking for that full-time job or done with whatever training they're doing. So 0.2% of our hourly wage earners are in minimum wage jobs. Now, we can identify those people. We can identify them. We can get them training. The president is currently working on workforce development issues. They've got America's a pledge to American workers, led by Ivanka Trump. There are a lot of efforts being made to get to these people and get them training and get the private sector involved in the training program through apprenticeship programs. Raising the minimum wage is going to do nothing to help those people at all, except many of them are going to lose their jobs. The CBO says 3.7 million people could lose their jobs over it. So I'm not surprised that you're hearing that in your district that you're running in. It's a big issue.
That is correct. And I think my background is I was an executive in mental health. And one of the things that Republicans, conservatives need to understand is the Democrats use emotion to get votes. And that is something that we need to use for us to get the message across that, hey, this is how conservatism works. If we can show emotion and stop playing the games that the socialists and the far left are creating, then we can get those people to understand that this is the way to make your life better, to make your family's life better, and to make America even better.
All right, we're out of time. I want to thank Tim for being with us today. Tim, if people want more information, what's your website?
Sure, it's timfazenbaker.com, and Facebook is Fazenbaker for Congress. And I thank you guys.
All right, Tim Fazenbaker for Congress, running in the People's Republic of Maryland. You're on the John Fredericks Radio Network. We're live in Manchester in the 603, and we've got to pay for parking, Elaine is telling me. Managing our whole operation, and she's just the co-host. I don't know what I would do here without you, Elaine. My car would get towed, right?
Well, that's on my ride to the airport.
And that's what your incentive is. Now we got cameras coming in, also TV cameras coming in. John Fredericks Radio Network. We'll be right back. Stay with us.